Puppets have been means of artistic expression, communication, and instruction for over 2,000 years, having origins from Greece, Egypt, China, India, and Rome. Puppetry is one of the oldest surviving forms of dramatic expression, and every country has its own tradition of puppet shows. In the subcontinent, puppetry started from the courts of Mughal kings.
Later it developed, the Punch and Judy show and other such things became shows for children. But even if we look into our own tradition, if you look at the traditional puppets, it's the one particular story of the Akbar Badshah ka Darbar and what happens in there, the different characters who come and who gale milo, and the dance of here it is Gohar Jan, in India it is somebody else. It's there, only the names have changed a little bit. Akbar remains Akbar, and it is his darbar which is held. And then Pateh Khan comes and destroys everything, and everybody is afraid of Pateh Khan. Now Pateh Khan was a local hero. So this was depicting or a catharsis maybe of the local people defying authority. In the earlier times, we see that when puppet shows were performed, they had more margin to comment on the policies or the attitudes of authority of the government of those particular states, because the authorities felt, okay, well, this is just cloth and buttons or whatever the puppet is not a human being, and you can't arrest a puppet.
There are many types of puppets, including hand or glove puppets, rod, shadow, finger, and marionettes or string puppets.
And loads of different techniques, meaning puppetry has grown out into more than 100 ways of performances. And how different they are from actors. Of course, the actor has to get into this thing called puppet, which may be a glove puppet or a string puppet or a rod puppet and maybe a piece of cloth or an object. And what it needs is movement. They've also succeeded in taking a message in conservative areas where perhaps a group of street performers may not be able to be allowed, but then the puppets, since they're just objects and they're no threat to any, I would say, a fundamentalist-minded village or community, they have filled that gap, and they're very successful in animating messages, because puppet is a caricature when it comes out, whether it's a child or an adult. It just sort of leaves some impression in the mind, and I think it has more success than just a human saying something.
Puppets are considered as the extension of the art of storytelling. Puppets are important in the portrayal and projection of ideas and thoughts.
Puppetry is a very interesting art. It's a remarkable art. Even in Pakistan, Rahul Theatre Workshop has done programming with the government, like the Women Division. We did this huge, humongous project for the government, where the puppets traveled into areas which were far-flung areas, and the issues that we were talking about, if real people were talking about those issues about women in this country, probably Mullah would have gone berserk.
The subject matter of puppet shows ranges from folklore myths, fairy tales, and satire. Complicated set designs, sound, music, lights, and dialogues in verse give cinematic effect to puppet shows. Besides being a source of entertainment, puppets are also used for conveying important messages to people on drugs, smoking, sanitation, AIDS, women's rights, and other social issues.
ये तो आपने सुना होगा कि health is wealth और अच्छी सेहत तभी बनती है जब आप अच्छी खुराक खाते हैं, इसलिए जब भी खाएं, जहां भी खाएं, जो कुछ भी खाएं, अच्छा और साफ सुथरा खाएं.
Children are the main target audience and the ones most fascinated by puppets. Puppetry is primarily meant for children.
कार्टून्स तो हमेशा टीवी पे लगते हैं, लेकिन पपेट शो तो नहीं ना लगते, तो इससे पपेट्स तो ज़्यादा अच्छे लगते हैं देखने में. और कार्टून्स जो होते हैं वो तो रोज़ लगते हैं, तो उनमें से देखने से क्या फ़ायदा.
Puppetry has much stronger roots in the rural areas of Pakistan. The age-old practice of having carnivals provide opportunity to the traditional puppet shows.
In our part of the world, puppetry has not really developed, and the traditional form has not been taken forward or used as the base to develop something else, unfortunately. In fact, the traditional puppeteers are now almost extinct, and there is no help for them, there is no support for them, so we would soon be losing this tradition.
Puppets also speak to adults. Farooq Kaisar's Uncle Sargam is an example, communicating messages on health and education. Puppets create teamwork and provide golden opportunity for forming alliances between creative artists and those involved in development work.
ये स्टार्ट मतलब काफ़ी पहले से हुआ है, 85 से स्टार्ट है और हम लोग 95 से कर रहे हैं, और इसलिए अब तक कर रहे हैं कि रिस्पॉन्स अच्छा है और बच्चों के लिए कर रहे हैं.
The Rafi P Theatre Workshop has immensely contributed to the revival and promotion of puppetry as an art form in Pakistan, arranging international puppet festivals.
So Rafi P Theatre Workshop were the pioneers in developing the live theatrical puppets. Now it's been 20 years, probably more than that. I mean, now our audiences, those little kids who used to come and watch our shows, now come with their kids, And now we have little over 26 or 27 puppet companies working in the country, from Karachi to Lahore. And out of them, 99.9% are personnel, people who were trained by Rafi P Theatre Workshop. They are the ones. And at the moment, we have a program that we should be implementing, I think, by June, with this new complex that we are building. It's the Museum of Puppetry. where we're going to put about 7,000 puppets that we have as a collection from all over the world.
Several new techniques in the art of puppetry have evolved over a period of time. However, in Pakistan, it is a diminishing and low-paid occupation. The importance of puppetry as a creative and educational medium to bring about a social change must be realized.
Oh, that's about it. Okay, that's grateful. Thank you very much. So nice of you.
You want to show some puppets?
Yes.